Hey everyone, hello to all of you. Um, Let me know if I'm properly audible and visible to all of you here. Can you please let me know in the comment section? So hi, I'm Niharika Jannaira. For those watching me for the first time, I'm your faculty of English on CGB mentors. तो आपको मेरे regular sessions English के मिलते रहेंगे. So we have a plan to start topic wise practice, okay? And वो यहाँ पर रहेगी on this channel 1:30 p.m. We are gonna have the practice Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. 1:30 p.m. same time EPFO practice question, PYQs and more practice. We are gonna have on our main channel Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. That's CGB mentors and 8 p.m. Okay, these two are on CGB mentors. Okay, that's a main channel. So we are having editorials. This is my schedule, ongoing schedule as per now. So editorial analysis is a very important session. आप इसको ज़रूर attend करें because we are covering a lot just in 45-50 minutes and this is something that will help you to a great extent. Okay, तो ये बहुत important session किसी को miss नहीं करना है. Baki, these are practice sessions as and when required. You feel you want this particular type of practice, so आप यहाँ पर आ सकते हो. So we are gonna start with RCs. Now RCs, how do we try to cover everything here? It's like थोड़े से restrictions होते हैं. I have to divide my RC in two parts, in two slides. So it is going to be like this. Okay, in two parts. I'll give you enough time to read both the parts. Question is on the right hand side and it's the same question, but you will have to uh, uh, toggle from one to other slide, and that's how you are going to be able to see the whole passage and answer the question. We will do all the questions first and discussion will be after covering all the questions because I don't want to disturb you in between, don't want to interrupt your flow. That's why first you answer all the questions. Okay, 5, 6, 7, what, how many questions are there doesn't matter, but I will explain all the answers in one go after one RC is completed. ठीक है, तो आई होप सबको समझ में आ गया होगा. एंड मेक श्योर टू लाइक एंड शेयर, फटाफट लाइक और शेयर कर दो सेशन को एंड वी कैन गेट. दिस इज ऑब्वियसली आवर फर्स्ट आरसी, तो आप फर्स्ट पार्ट पढ़ो. आई एम नॉट गोना पुट टाइमर फॉर यू गाइज इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू, बट फॉर माई रेफरेंस आई विल ट्राई वॉचिंग टाइम, कितना टाइम आपको देना है पर स्लाइड. Please start working on this. Please start reading, start searching your answer. That's the second part. Answer is first, or only one, so option C. Next one. Again, I will take you through both the slides, go through the question completely, and then answer. We are going to do all the questions first, and then explanation will be given to you all. If you wish, it would be great if you can answer here. All of the above is your answer. Next question. Answer is 1 and 2, option D. This is the last question. Again, I will show you both the parts, so do not worry. Okay, sure. So answer to this one is again D. Okay, now I'll explain all the answers and also will help you understand the RC. What you can do is सबसे पहले एक rough reading आप RC को देंगे, ठीक है? So that you get a better idea कि यहाँ पे किस बारे में बात हो रही है. You don't have to read in depth, you have to skim. इसलिए हम 8 PM की क्लास में skimming की बहुत सारी practice कर रहे हैं. So, with a clear challenge in global energy consumption, effects of CO2 pollution, and inefficient use of resources, we need to turn to those enabling technologies that can drive change fastest. Basically, technologies की ज़रूरत है. To stabilize climate change, we need to hold Earth's temperature at 1.5. This means we need to halve the greenhouse gas emissions by 2030 and reach net zero 2050 तक. कुछ सजेशंस हैं वो दिए हैं. Even with last year's COVID-19 reductions in greenhouse gas emissions, the greatest since World War II, the world is still forecast to miss its annual target. Annual target नहीं हम reach कर पाएंगे. Digitalization is an enabling technology. Now digitalization एक enable करने वाली चीज़ है हमें. A tool to help. Indeed, digital technology may be the most powerful, scalable tool as the world has to tackle climate change. It has potential to reduce emissions up to 15%. तो अगर कोई डेटा होगा, नंबर होगा, तब हम आके ये नंबर वाली जगहों पर ढूंढेंगे. On the front line of digitalization lies 5G, itself an exponential technology, and it has tools, technologies such as AI, etc. Through these, enterprises can build all manner of known and future unknown disruptive uses. Okay, so they can be really phenomenal. The uses applicable across various sectors can drive down energy usage. Perhaps obvious use during COVID-19 has been video conferencing and telemedicine. So first we got to know about digitalization, and now we are getting into deeper talking about two main things like conferencing and telemedicine that has helped. Exponential roadmap shows sector by sector the solutions to be taken to help the sectors. Roadmap, which emission is of leading business sector partner, is consistent with the Paris Agreement. And वो roadmap में क्या हो रहा है? That is in this. Across sectors, exponential roadmap puts forward concrete solution to meet 2030 targets. Technology lies at heart of many solutions. Basic technology अच्छा कर लो सब अच्छा हो सकता है. Their deployment, however, require policies. So how the technologies will be used, उसमें हमको काम करना है. If we establish 5G faster, we can help halve emissions. This is to halve something emissions across sectors. 5G is innovative. ठीक है. अब हमें infer करना था. So infer is after reading particular information, some lines, what do you understand? So greenhouse gas emissions needs to be cut by a half, very specific, to stabilize climate change. We do get to see this, and the same information is given in the beginning also. We need to have global greenhouse gas emissions and reach net zero if we want to do better. So first wala to clearly mentioned hai, digitalization is the only tool. It's not the only tool but a scalable tool out of others. Only के कारण second is wrong. More and more trees must be planted to help stabilize climate change. Now this point can be true in your mind. आपको लग सकता है trees तो हमेशा helpful है climate change में. But this is not mentioned indirectly directly in my passage. Passage में fight करना है climate change को, global warming को, and how technology के थ्रू हम वो कर सकते हैं वो बताया है. Hence third is out of the passage. So वो हमारा आंसर नहीं था, only the first one. Now which of the statements is not true? बहुत ध्यान से आपको समझना है. Not true बोला है, false वाले statement मार्क करना. COVID-19 reduced greenhouse emissions. Yes, we can see COVID-19 driven reductions के बारे में बात है. But annual target of reducing emissions was not met. Okay, so see guys, again please understand, even with last year's COVID-19 driven reductions in greenhouse gas emissions, the world is still forecast to miss its annual target. Okay, we don't know it was met or not met. It is a forecast we get to see. The world is still forecast means we are still predicting that annual target meet nahi ho payega, and this is not what the point is saying. ये past tense में बात कर रहा है कि already ऐसा नहीं हुआ है. Hence this is not true. The emergence of telemedicine in health sector is due to COVID-19. That is also not mentioned here. It is not true. हाँ हम बोल रहे हैं कि telemedicine and all that helped. Okay, so during COVID it was something very important tool, but यहाँ पे it was started, it emerged. No, the roadmap was introduced by Ericsson. Now the roadmap यहाँ पे जो बात कर रही है, the roadmap of which Ericsson is the leading partner. इंट्रोड्यूस करना एंड लीडिंग पार्टनर होना दो अलग अलग बात है. ओके, so this is the reason कि आप ये भी नहीं करोगे. All of the above are false. Sorry, Sadhu, you want to ask a cross question? Is it related to any one of the pointers here? Please let me know if you have any confusion. I'll take that doubt. Okay, but I hope I have explained. Then, okay, so the benefits of using technology across various sectors that are mentioned here. Okay, क्या क्या mention है? Answer हमारा first and second है cost reduction and reduced energy usage. देखो energy usage वाला तो point बहुत ही clearly यहाँ पे है. Okay, when we use technology across various sectors, it does help us driven down cost, energy usage and emissions waste, mitigate climate change. Less consumption of paper specifically is not mentioned, तो ये तो बहुत easy direct था. Okay, so first and the second one. No, ऑप्शन ई में डाउट है. क्या डाउट है? फर्स्ट सेकंड थर्ड में से क्या डाउट है? फर्स्ट वाला वॉज नॉट मेट नहीं बोल सकते क्योंकि जो आर्टिकल की टाइमलाइन है यहाँ पे इट शोज कि फ्यूचर में वो हो नहीं पाएगा बोल रहा है, एंड हियर इट इज सेइंग कि इट वाज नॉट ऑलरेडी मेट. दैट्स व्हाई फर्स्ट भी नॉट ट्रू में आया. If there is still a confusion, still let me know. 5G is a platform that can enable various technologies. Which of the following can be enabled? IoT, Internet of Things, यहाँ पे mention है. Okay, you can see बहुत ही clearly यहाँ पे चीजें describe करी गई थी. Okay, extended reality XR वो भी mentioned है. Quantum computing नहीं था, AI दिया है, which is of course not here. So first and the second. तो ये तो direct question था. ठीक है, so I hope सबको सब समझ में आ गया है. Okay, so now we will move to our next RC. I hope RC में आप लोग और better understanding develop करते जाओगे. So again it is in two parts. फर्स्ट पार्ट सेकेंड पार्ट, है ना? थोड़ा सा पढ़ना तो पड़ता ही, एग्जाम में भी पड़ेगा। सो स्टार्ट डूइंग इट। लाइक और शेयर कर दे वीडियो को जल्दी। Answer to this one is C. Next question. What? Answer is A. We are going to do all the questions first. There are quite a few questions here in this one, and then we will go towards the explanation. Okay. Oh, okay. We will disqualify the last question instead of showing you the question I showed you. So, my bad. I'll start explaining. Okay, so we'll start with this one. Now, the first question was which is true, and then we had some questions specifically about some person and then something and inference as well. Okay, so we'll start with this and we'll understand what are the things we need to keep in mind. Myanmar's military has seized power after detaining Aung San Suu Kyi. Now, this can be something जो कि tongue twister जैसा है हमारे लिए and we can get stuck. So आप यहाँ पे की बस इतना याद रखो, Aung की या फिर Aung अकेला याद रखो. You don't need to learn the name. You simply need to connect the dot अगर आपसे इसका question पूछा जाता है. Okay, so don't get stuck in such names and proper nouns and other democratically elected leaders. So Myanmar's military has seized power after detaining Key and other leaders. Troops are patrolling the streets and night curfew is in force with a 1-year state of emergency declared. So this is what happened over there. US President Joe Biden raised the threat of new sanctions with the UN UK condemning the coup. And the army alleges the recent landslide election win by Ms. Suki's party was marred by fraud. उनके ऊपर आरोप है fraud का. In a letter written in preparation for her detention, she said military's actions would put the country back under dictatorship. Myanmar, also known as Burma, was ruled by armed forces from 62 till 2011. Now, when a new government being ushering in a return to civilian rule. Now, Key spent nearly 15 years in detention. She was internationally hailed as a beacon of democracy, but her international reputation suffered following an army crackdown on mostly minority. Former supporters accused her of refusing to condemn the military or acknowledging accounts of atrocities. So, the first part, the first para is the account of what exactly happened in Myanmar and a little bit of history, a bit of background that we could clearly see. Then the armed forces have confirmed that they have carried out a coup, their first against the civilian government. The grievances which have been driving tension are well enough known. The military-backed party USDP, कुछ नया नाम है, performed poorly, whereas NLD did even better, okay, than 2015. तो कौन सी पार्टी का क्या हुआ वो सारी बातें यहाँ पर आपको मिल रही हैं. Okay, now आगे क्या है? Burma became independent nation and a new heading the government ruling this AFPFL, which had resisted Japanese occupation with the help from the British Empire. अभी पुराना बर्मा में क्या हुआ था उस समय पे? Entry of military into state for the first time happened in 1958. That followed a split in the party, and Ne Win was asked to serve as interim PM. When Ne Win was appointed, he was given total control of army. Okay, which he went on to restructure. तो उसने army restructure कर दी, and this was going to come back to haunt Burma's democratic politics. Democracy को hurt कर रहा था, है ना? Ne Win embarked on isolationist policy for Burma. Though 20 साल तक, 2 decades तक he did it. He brought a slew of changes when he came to power. Banning free media, free health के सब ban कर दिया with a sluggish economy. Uncontrolled inflation, repeated demonetization, Burma soon paid the price of Ne Win's disastrous policy. तो Ne Win ने यहाँ पे क्या किया, कैसे खराब हो गई स्थितियां वहां की, that is given in the second half. So which of the following is true? Myanmar is also known by the name Burma. Definitely true, वो बहुत clearly पहले ही author ने बता दिया है. Ne Win was the founder of the party? No, it is not given. Military had committed to abide by the constitution of Myanmar and respect it. So we can see कि military ने यहाँ coup जरूर करा, but they are saying that we are gonna abide by this and we are going to respect it. So this is what we get to see, and ये हमारे true जो point है उसका आंसर है. Okay, let's go to the next one. Which of the following statements can be inferred? Infer is it's not given directly, but you understood after reading the passage. Only the first one, that the US president does not support the military coup. We can see US in fact Joe Biden के साथ में UN का भी नाम दिया है. So the US president with the UN and UK also condemning, so they were condemning the coup. ठीक है. Military in Myanmar has previously also seized power from a civilian government after 1962. Myanmar was ruled by armed forces 62 until this is saying that Myanmar has seized power from a civilian government after 1962. And here what we get, the information that we get here is that Myanmar, when a new government began ushering to return a civilian rule, it was ruled from 62 until 2011. Okay, these are not the same piece of information. सीजिंग वाली बात की यहाँ पे कंफर्म नहीं करा जा सकता. ओके. द इलेक्शन विन बाय की इज मार्ड बाय फ्रॉड. दे थॉट इट इज मार्ड बाय द आर्मी एलिजेस. उनका आरोप है, इट्स नॉट कंफर्म्ड that the recent, they are alleging that the recent election win by the Keys party was marred by fraud. It's not actually a fact, and that's why third वाला भी आप infer नहीं कर सकते. I hope you are understanding the point here. आगे पढ़ते हैं. Which of the following can be inferred about Key? अभी सैम की के बारे में जो बातें हैं from the passage. She won a Nobel Prize for Peace in year 1991. So इसके बारे में सबसे ज़्यादा आपको यहाँ पे मिल रहा है beginning में. So that's clearly given that she was hailed as a beacon of democracy, received Nobel Peace Prize in 91. She faced atrocities by military for being a member of Rohingya community. No. See, but her reputation suffered following an army crackdown on the minority. Not this thing. She is the daughter of leader who was killed by the military. वापस से अगर आपको नाम ढूंढना है तो कोई भी नाम बहुत इजीली यहाँ पे आपको दिख सकता है. So piece of information given in third option is also not what we can infer about Key. की के बारे में, ऑंग सेंग सू की के बारे में ही एग्जैक्टली हमको इन्फर करना था. तो वी हैव टू स्टिक टू द फैक्ट्स जो उनके ही बारे में दिए हुए हैं. ओके. ऑफ कोर्स लेटर ऑन तो नीवेन के बारे में दिया हुआ था. इफ यू डू अंडरस्टैंड दिस देन यू आर गुड टू गो. ऑफ कोर्स यू नू के बारे में भी दूसरी चीज़ें दी हुई हैं. ओके. सो दिस थर्ड वन वाज फॉल्स. नेवन इज नोन फॉर. अभी नेवन के बारे में यू हैव एवरीथिंग इन द सेकेंड हाफ. इफ यू हैव रेड एटलीस्ट वन टाइम आपको पता होगा कि ये सेकेंड हाफ में दिया हुआ है. तो नेवन किस लिए जाते थे? Taking Myanmar to a global level in terms of trade. I mean, this is too good to be true. Of course, not mentioned. Dismantling federal structure of Myanmar. Yes, definitely. We get to see that how he embarked on the isolationist policy and how he changed everything. He dismantled the federal structure and isolationist policy लेकर आया. Restructuring the army along the socialist lines, that also is mentioned here what all he did. So two things he did. First को नहीं देखेंगे, लेकिन you can see he installed socialist program as the only legal socialist program party as the only legal party. He dismantled the federal structure. Changes क्या क्या लेकर आया. So from the later half, answer is very very clear to this question. Which of the following were the changes introduced by Nevin? Again, only the second thing we have to see. Nationalizing the economy. Economy को लेकर क्या क्या बोला गया है, that you have to see. नेवन के बारे में जब से बात होनी शुरू हुई है, okay, we can see everything just in like this much of the part. That's it. Okay, आपको पूरा पढ़ने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. Okay, so definitely nationalizing the economy, banning free media, jailing political adversaries. Simple सा आंसर है, एक डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन था. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much all of you for being here, and I would appreciate seeing you people more in class. Be regular, keep preparing, be consistent. At least for 8 p.m. class on our main channel CG Mentors is super important. I would want you all to go ahead and uh, attend those classes. If not live, then at least recording. तो आप थोड़ा सा speed बढ़ा के देखना चाहो, जैसे भी देखना चाहो, you can do it. So do it. Okay. I'll see you later here. Take care.